Good afternoon, everyone. It's Louise here from Eleanor Grace. So, our second part of our Charles Rennie Mackintosh-inspired stitch along is for another flower, which is the tulip. As you can see from some examples I've got here, he does a sort of very stylized tulip shape, and again using lines and curves, so some straight lines, some curves. I absolutely love this this sort of design. Got a couple of others here as well, again the same sort of shape always, and we don't have to be bound by that, but I thought it was great as inspiration for creating something. I love these pattern repeats. I'd quite like to do something in a circle, maybe, where I've got the tulips coming out or going round in a circle. I'll have to have a think about that, but for the moment, the basics, what I did was cut out some, I'm just going to zoom in here, cut out some shapes. So what he has is not a straight sort of tulip shape like we would see perhaps in the garden, but a slightly stylized one. Looks a little bit like a upside down comma or apostrophe mark, and I've cut these out in felt. So you could either do them as something that you applique onto a piece, or you could just create it straight onto your piece. I started off doing just making a little template like this. So it's a little bit like I suppose a raindrop as well, but with a bit of a curved edge to it like that. And what I've done is done a range of things with them. So as I say, some of them I cut out in felt and then covered with fabric. What I've done here is it's just sort of fiddling around with. I got very excited doing I really enjoyed doing these lines and sort of making them into curves as well. So I've used a range of things. First of all, the one on the right hand side, this bit of fabric here is coming away, but I actually don't mind that. I quite like it. It's quite an old piece of a sort of brocade sort of fabric, and I've cut the shape out with the felt and then with the fabric on top of it, and I've then appliqued it on. I also added, if you have a look through your trimmings, I've added a bit, because I loved the fact that this had straight lines to it, but that you could also manipulate this a bit. This is a ribbon that I've bought somewhere on my travels, and you can get various things like this. I thought it was quite nice to have a little bit of the sort of the bonded bit, but also to let it go loose. This reminds me of a kite, really, or a kite strings. But yeah, I just thought it'd be nice to maybe get your trimmings out and see what you could use to create something. So that's what I've done here, and literally I've just couched this on. So I will just briefly demonstrate that on here just to show you. So I'm going to cut a little piece of this and just show you. It's very simple. What I did initially is I did pin this this sort of part on. I'm just going to pull this up a little bit so I can see what I'm doing, and I cut off the edges later once it had already been couched. So what I did basically, very simple, is I used a red, so it wasn't exactly the same. This sort of thread is a sort of lovely burnt orange sort of colour, so I didn't want to completely hide the stitching, but what I did is just started where I wanted the pieces to be anchored, which is the top, say, and I just did a small little couching stitch just onto there. I just lost my end. Let's just try that again. Right, and then once I'd anchored that on, then I snipped off the edges and snipped off those ends, so we can then move on. my needle is playing up today. Come here, needle. There we go. And so then I did at least one stitch into the actual sort of the attached bit here. So just making sure that's firmly attached. And I just moved down the rest of the ribbon. You could try it with any ribbon. If you've got nice thin ribbon, like a 3mm ribbon or something like that. I'm losing my end again. Here we go. It's so dark, and I've got my lights on at the brightest setting today because it's so dank and dreary here. But at least it's not serious weather, like you know, we've not had any or very little snow this year. So yeah, and then I just keep moving down, and then I could move the pieces as I went. So I started off having them going quite straight, and then I started manipulating them a little bit. So I was moving them as I was attaching them, just like that. So yeah, so that was a bit of fun there. And this one was quite an interesting one because I've got this lovely fabric, and I was looking at it for something else, and then I looked at the shapes and I thought, it's not that dissimilar from the shape I'm looking to get. So maybe I could, find one of these leaves that's fairly similar and use it in the same way. So what that also meant with this particular, if I show you that again, fabric again, with this particular fabric is that these leaves already have lines on them. And this is something that I talk about a lot in our in my beginners workshop video. Use the fabric that you've got. I've got another line here to finish on this one, but I wanted to show it to you today. So I followed the lines on this one, and although we're not saying exactly it's a tulip shape, I'm just having a bit of fun with what I've got. So if you've got any fabric that's got some reasonably sized leaves, you don't want anything too small because it's very, very hard to work on. These are a few centimeters long, or I don't know what that is in inches, probably at least an inch and a half, maybe up to 2 inches. So it makes it a reasonable size to work on. As I say, I've just followed the lines of this, but then I've extended some of the lines down, and I was doing that all in backstitch. Backstitch is not a stitch that I actually use very much, although it is, one of the most useful stitches to have in your arsenal. So I may well have to do a video on that shortly, because actually once I got into doing backstitch, and certainly when I was turning these into curly lines, I really actually quite enjoyed that. So I may have to rethink my position on backstitch. But yeah, you can use what you've got, and just use the tulip as a jumping off point. If you've got tulips in your garden, have a look. Although for the southern hemisphere at the moment, you're the other side of the year, so we're waiting for our tulips to come up. And the last one was just a piece of fabric which I put straight onto here. I didn't really want to stitch it in place as I had done with this one, which had the felt backing. I just wanted to see if I could create a couple of rows again of stitching with backstitch to sort of keep it in place, and actually that worked really well. I mean, you can see that this side is loose here. I'm being a bit sort of relaxed. This is slow stitching after all, so we are meant to be slight rule breakers, shall we say, and we don't have to conform to the rules of embroidery. So I quite enjoyed that. And if you were uncomfortable with having that much sort of loose, you could of course extend the line a bit further over, but I just sort of went with a natural sort of flow. And actually I really like it. I'm looking at possible options as well for creating a proper stem, so doing some ones that look more like tulips that you would get in your garden. But I've just thought it might be a nice little prompt to mess around with that sort of shape. So just sort of looking at this from I will post the pictures. I will take pictures of the inspiration ones to show on the group, so you can see the sort of shape, or maybe even trace the shape. But you're looking for basically really an upside down sort of comma. So you want to come sort of sweeping round with this point at the top, and then sort of pulling back in and coming round with a nice sort of soft shape, not sort of hard edges. Um, but you know, it's just a little bit of inspiration for you, for what is here a wet February day now. We're 1st of February, so happy February, everyone, and I hope you enjoy that. And the last prompt for the Charles Rennie Mackintosh stitch along is going to be next week, next weekend, and that is going to be the sort of final part of this. We're just, you know, having a little bit of inspiration, and I'm currently working on a new project for the next stitch along, which will be a bit bigger and a bit meatier, which I hope you will enjoy. But for now, I'm wishing you a lovely weekend. I hope you've had a lovely weekend, and I will see you again soon. Bye.